Hi everyone, I am back with another tutorial video. This is a short tutorial, so it's not like a mini album or anything. This is to show you how I made some password books. I made these back in 2013, and during my live streams we've been talking about different projects and stuff like that. So if you guys want to get in on some of the updated things that I talk about, my live streams are every Wednesday at 9:30 here on YouTube. So I had talked about this and getting the pages done for it, and the pages look like this. Inside the book they look like this. So I did use my bind it all. You could use a cinch, you could punch holes and do some ribbon, you could punch a few holes and do like a 1/2 inch binder ring or whatever. These O wires are a 1/2 inch. So all I did was created a file where I could print out a whole sheet of these little pages that say website, username, password, and notes. And then I cut this. Each page will print out or each sheet will print out, God, I can't even talk today, 8 pages for your book. So I usually print 5 or 6 sheets of this. And so I'm going to show you how I did all this and put this together. Now, this is a really old one. Tinkerbell is kind of, I have an updated sticker. I can actually peel this off and put a new one on. So this is definitely something, like you can see my pages here, like it has been used and abused. Yeah, and it's just using chipboard covers. This is some old paper from my stash. So it's not wrapped, it's just doing the chipboard cover. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you're going to do is cut your cover pieces from chipboard or really sturdy cardboard or something. And these two pieces measure 4 3/8 by 2 3/4. So there's that. Then you're going to cut your 2 sets of cover paper. I'm using this is from Stampin Up, and it's from the Love Blossoms Designer Series paper stack. So it's got these really pretty prints in it. So that's what I'm going to use. And I've already cut mine, and I cut them slightly larger than my covers. That way I can go ahead and trim off so it will fit. And these measure the same as your chipboard covers, but I did do it slightly larger. So again, the covers are 4 3/8 by 2 3/4. So you want to go like 1/8 of an inch, a little bit bigger, so you can get that on there. So I have 2 for the outside and I have 2 for the inside. And then the next thing I did was go ahead and print all of my sheets, and I did 5 for this book. So this is what the sheet looks like when it's printed out, and I will attach the PDF file that I have for this in the description, so you guys will be able to download that and print these out. So I'm going to show you how I cut these. So all you do, move some of this stuff out of the way. All you do is take your trimmer, and you're going to cut, this is 8.5 by 11 printer paper. So you're going to cut at 4 1/4. So that's going to just be cutting this paper right in half at 4 1/4. Then I just take these two and stack them together. And you're going to cut at 2 5/8. So there's my 2 5/8. So that gives me 2. Then you're going to cut at 2 5/8 again. There's 4. And I always tap them at the top so that way they're lined up. So we're going to cut at 2 5/8. So there we have 6, and now we're going to cut at 2 5/8 again. That one I did not hold very well. This set is not wanting to stay together. 2 5/8. So then all you're left over is just these 2 little strips of paper that I just throw in the trash. Oops. So there we have 8 sheets. And I do this 5 or 6 times. So as you can see, there's a larger space on the top of the page than there is for the bottom. This is to allow for your binding. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Zutter Bind It All because that's what I have. So I'm going to show you, and I just punched the 6 holes that come with the Bind It All. So I'm just going to line this, I'm going to take this whole stack, and I'm just going to evenly kind of distribute this so each side looks about even. And then I'm just going to go ahead and punch. So I have my holes. Then I can add that to the stack I've already done. And then I have all of my pages. So just like that. I'm going to set that aside for a minute because we will be using it to punch the covers after we are done. So I'm going to show you how I put my covers on. And I'm going to go ahead and use some scrappy tape. It's the same as score tape. I just get this at scrapbookpal.com. And I'm going to go ahead and go end to end as close to the edge of this chipboard as possible. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the pieces so I know it's fully attached. Whoops. So this part takes a few minutes, and you're going to do both covers. I should have done one cover before I started the video, but oh well. I'll try to go pretty fast. So I'm just going to go all the way around my chipboard because I'm not wrapping this cover. I guess you could, I just didn't like the way that it would look on the inside. And I'm going to go right down the center. I want to make sure that this is going to stay. So we're going to go ahead and peel off our liner. And then attach this to one of our little pieces that we cut out. It doesn't really matter which one you attach first because one's going to be the outside, one's going to be the inside. But you do want to keep in mind if you have a directional paper, which one you want to use for the outside, because when you put your outside paper on, when you flip your book open, then you want your directions to be upright instead of upside down. So pay attention to that. I'm just going to add a little bit of this glue right in the center here just to give it some even coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to just line it up with one of my corners here. It might be easier to actually do it the other way around, so let's do it this way. So we'll just line this up here. Hoping that my camera battery doesn't run out. So there we go. Just going to grab my brayer so I can get any little air bubbles out that might be in there. Okay, so then as you can see on this side, we have some hangover, and that's okay because I'd rather it be bigger than smaller. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my cutting mat. I don't like cutting on this mat. Forgot to grab it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut this on here. Whoops, didn't mean to bump the camera either. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow my chipboard and just cut these little pieces off. And if you want to ink the edges or whatever you want to do, that would be cute too. I usually file my edges down, but I'm not going to do that in the video, so I'll do it after. So here's the front. So I'm going to flip this over. And where's my score tip? There it is. We're going to do the same thing again. Just like that. That one's hanging over a bit. I'm trying to go fast, and then I'm afraid that if I go too fast, it's not gonna come out very well. Kind of a little dilemma here. There we go. You don't want this one hanging over. So we'll go right down the center. That one I'll just tear. Okay, so again, we'll just, there it is. Go ahead and lift sticky stuff, sticking in my fingers. So unfortunately, because I did not think ahead, oops, we have to do the other part of this cover too. So I'm going to check out my flowers and make sure that I've got them in the direction I want. Then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to stick, if I can grab it, my other piece. Oops, let's do our glue stick here. Then we'll take this piece and stick it in the corner. Just like that. Give this a really good push here. And we'll flip it over and we'll trim this one. So there we have the front and the inside. So the front and the inside. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. So let's quickly do the other one. And then we will be able to punch the holes that we need inside these, and we can assemble the book. So sorry about having to do both the covers on the camera, but I honestly pulled everything out last night so I could get everything I needed ready, And I didn't even think about, oh, I should do the front cover first or the back cover first or whatever. So I just had my little pile of stuff sitting here prepped and ready to go. And didn't think about it. So if this is kind of annoying to you, you could just fast forward through this. I don't do editing. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side while I'm at it. Because if I take this into my editor and do anything, add, speed up, delete, whatever, it just makes my upload time longer. And it's already long enough. So there's a lot of work that goes into, you know, getting these videos prepped and filmed and uploaded for you guys. So I am almost done with this score tape here, or scrappy tape. Then it should go a little bit faster after this. Hopefully. Okay, so we've got both of our sides done. Go ahead and peel my tape off. I normally wouldn't do both sides of the score tape or scrappy tape or whatever, just because, as you can see, it's a little slippery. But to save some time on this video, 'cause it's already going to be long enough for you guys, I went ahead and added it. And this glue stick step is not necessary, honestly. I just like to fill in with glue just to make sure that my cover is going to stick. So I'm going to be really careful to try to line this one up because it's sliding. I think I'm good. And then with that glue in there, you can kind of move your paper around a tad bit. It's kind of sliding on me here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and trim this one. Oops, I cut right into the chipboard on that one because I wasn't looking. There we go. Which will totally be fine because that'll be covered up. See, I'm trying to go too fast. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull this off. And then I will show you how I punch the holes for this and do the binding. And then we will be good. Okay, I'm going to get my glue. Alright, so I'm going to check out my cover first. Make sure my flowers are in the direction I would like them to be. So I want mine to go this way. I just kind of look at the accent ones and like where the hearts are going, and this piece I can't decide. No, I think we're going to go this way. Okay. So I want this. Okay, there we go. Like I said, I normally file my edges downward, but I'm not going to do that on the camera. And then if you want to ink them so you don't really see the chipboard, you can totally do that too if you want. Okay, so here's my back and here's my front. So we're gonna go ahead and bind the book together. together. So I'm going to punch one cover at a time, and I'm going to do it the same way that I did my pages. So I'm going to stick it in upside down, and I'm going to just look and see if, so I can get an even amount on both sides. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to stand up for this. I'm going to go ahead and punch that. So there we have that piece. We're going to do the back piece. So sometimes it takes me a minute to make sure that I'm pretty even. There we go. You want to make sure you don't stick your fingers in here when you're punching, because this lever comes out and it will squish your fingers. Because I have done that before, and that is the reason I am telling you guys. It's not fun and it kind of hurts. So here is my back cover. Here is my front cover. And here are my pages. So the way to bind this is to take your O-rings. They come in a 12-inch strip, I believe. I think it's 12 inches. And you just cut down however many you need. So this one requires 6. So what you do is you put the pages in. Then you put your front cover on. Then your back cover is going to go on right on top of that. We're going to adjust this with our little adjuster here all the way down to where it says 1/2 inch. There is a little guide that goes with this. I'm not sure where mine is, because I hardly ever use it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so the little guide looks like this. So you can find your 1/2 inch, and you can put this in here, and you want to make sure that your 1/2 inch fits in there. So I had mine a little tight. So you're going to take your O wires and you're going to kind of push your pages and stuff towards the middle. I'm going to set it in here. And then we're going to close this up. Just like so. So when you take your back cover and you flip it towards the back, your book is bound just like so. And your O-wire is hidden in between. So let's go ahead and stick our little decorative piece right on the front of this. And so you definitely want to do all your filing before you bind it, because I'm not going to be able to file the top of that now, but it's okay because I don't pull this in and out of my purse and stuff. It's usually just sitting here in my room. So I would recommend doing that before you bind it together. Now I've gone ahead and just decorated this little piece for the front to stick right here on the center of my book. And for this I used the Bloomin' Love stamp set that is in the Occasions catalog currently. And I also used And Many More, and I chose the Happiness Always stamp. So this is in the annual catalog, if you guys want to look this one up. So I went ahead and just cut some garden green cardstock to mat behind my white, and I used the little two-step flower with Blushing Bride and Rose Red, and then the little petals are the garden green. So I just kind of layered that up, and I'm going to just attach this with some ATG tape, because I popped my two flowers up with dimensionals, So I don't really want it too high. I stuck a little tiny Stampin' Up! Pearl in the center of them. And to me, it's kind of plain. There's a lot of white on here. So I may end up going back and decorating some of my cover. But, I mean, you can decorate your covers however you like. So I'm just going to try to center this right on the front. Be really careful around those little flowers there. They may end up coming off eventually. So there we have a cute little password book with all of our little pages. You can print out as many as you want. You can make it as thick as you want. I just didn't want it too super thick. So this one actually has one less sheet, as you can see, than my original. So I printed 5 for this one. This one I did 6. But it still works out. So that is my quick little tutorial on how to create these password books. Again, the pages will be in the description so you can download and print those out and make your own. And I hope you guys have fun with these. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!